to the Northern Steel Podcast, episode 63. 63, just like that famous Steeler player, Chris.
Some linemen.
Hell yeah, some linemen. This is for you, baby. Episode 63, we're back. My name is Dominic, this is Chris. We're here to talk about all things Steelers, some NFL things, but not really, mostly Steelers. Why do we do that, you ask? Well, so the Steelers are our passion. We hate them, and they make us angry, but we also love them. It's a love-hate relationship this year, but here we are. But hey, can't be too mad. We're coming off a win. Week 10 win against the Green Bay Packers. If you happen to miss that game because you're too busy eating cheese and drinking beer and do whatever other else Wisconsin people do, we got the highlights just for you covered. Starting off this week, just like last week, and that's with running the ball. Who says you can't win in this day and age with running and a good defense? Jalen and Najee, trading carries. Then from the 4-yard line, Najee Harris goes untouched, just like the average Browns fan throughout their life, and puts 6 on the board. I can't believe I'm witnessing this team score touchdowns. It's a miracle. Look at the blocking from Broderick Jones and Darnell Washington. And these guys were on the bench. Give me a break with loyalty. Give me players who can play. Back-to-back weeks, scoring on the first drive. Sideline Matt got it like that. Trademark. Now, all we need to do is play some defense, but I forget we suck at that too. If it's not turnovers, then every quarterback dices us up like a hibachi chef right in front of my eyes. Then, on third down in the red zone, you would think this is where the defense stiffens up, but nothing makes me softer than watching Levi Wallace in coverage, making Jordan Love look like primetime Aaron Rodgers. A toe tap grab in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Yes, it was a good play, but I'm on your ass every week, Levi, because every week you allow this to happen. You're lucky you're not learning Chinese at this point, buddy, because somehow somebody in this facility must love you.
Steelers on the next drive looking to answer back. They do so in the best way possible, giving the ball to Jalen Warren as he scampers into the end zone for the touchdown. Excellent play call by Canada, something I never thought I'd hear myself say, and a smart move to run behind Broderick Jones. Steelers making it look easy early in the game. Let's just hope it continues. But you know, the Steelers have already matched their season average rushing per game this season, so let's throw in a little trickery by passing for it on first down. But the Packers ain't falling for that one as they chase down Pickett and sack him for a huge loss. Fortunately, Steelers were able to force their way into field goal range, leaving it to the Wizard of Boz as he nails it through the uprights for a 42-yard field goal. Steelers up 10.
Packers drive and they hand it off to A.J. Dillon, and there that boy go. This team truly can't stop letting up yards. I don't understand how we don't get blown out week in and week out. But now it's 3rd and 16 for the Pack. Just need to apply some pressure, which they don't, as Jordan Love has time to scan the field, think about it, take a nap, and throw another touchdown on guess who? Can you say ni hao, Levi? How can the team possibly watch the tape every week and think, let's start Levi? How about let's start using our brains and realize this dude can cover a bed with a blanket or a stripper with clothes? Boy might as well stand in the end zone every play, because when he's on the field, that's where the ball's going, in the end zone. If any other team wants my advice on how to beat the Steelers, look for 29 and let it fly, because he ain't stopping it.
Highlights of the game are starting to become so dull as they have to start showing a kickoff. Oh no. I know what this means. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. The Packers return this kick well into Pittsburgh territory to start the second half. Now that's a way to build some momentum. But alas, both teams suck as the next highlight is a field goal. Even the highlights of Steelers games are boring. The NFL doesn't even know what to show anymore because nothing ever happens. Unless the Steelers get trounced, which, you know, it's good. They won't. It's going to be a close game, which means it's going to be a boring ass game. I'm not even going to tell you what happened. Oh, look, another field goal. I don't even care anymore. Dom, quite honestly, take this mic away from me, please.
Speaking of the NFL highlights, loving to show field goal highlights, here's our own. Boss puts one through to make it 20-19 Steelers on top. And you know what? Let's just show another. That would be fun. Steelers on top 23-19 now. Thank you for keeping this team afloat, Boz, you absolute stud. Now the Packers are in the red zone. Can they stop Jordan Love finally? Yes, they can. Love doesn't throw it to 29 because he's probably on the bench, and instead throws it to Patrick Peterson, who was playing like Pat Pete of yesteryear. Stuck on this guy like glue, gives the ball a little swat towards Keanu Neal, and Neal picks it off. A huge play from Pat Pete, and he knows it as he shuts down Christian Watson, delivers the gift to Neal, and poses like the stone cold killer right in front of the cameras as soon as it's picked. After also having a blocked extra point today, thank you for showing up, Pat Pete. I salute you. And I know listening at home, you don't care about this, but NFL.com, I don't know who does your highlights, but I'll do them. I know you need to hit 5 minutes and 30 seconds, but I don't need to see the same play 4 times. Let's move on.
Is this game really not over yet? For the love of God, please, Steelers, stop this Green Bay Packers from scoring. And what are you doing? Easy first down, and now they find themselves knocking on the end zone, and we were about to, make a different play call, but Terrell Austin was like, yeah, let's rush everyone. Minka Fitzpatrick says, I ain't about that. Changes the game call, and because of him, DeMonte KZ picks off Jordan Love in the end zone, and not only that, but he gets tackled into Danny Smith, who tore his rotator cuff. Thanks, Packers. You really took that one away from us, but you know what? A win's a win. I'm happy about it. And here we are coming into a big week, 6-3, securing a win. Dom, how you feeling about last week's game? Yep.
Same old every week. Here's the thing. It's like we've talked about before multiple times, the Steelers have not blown out an opponent or won by more than 10 points in a very long time. We thought maybe this would be the chance for this game to blow the doors wide open. And again, just a couple missed things here and there, and they keep the game close. And that's just what they do always. And it's kind of frustrating. The reason why it's frustrating is because, yes, they won the game. Matter of fact, they won the past 2 games. That's great. And they won them close. But I was really hoping to build up Kenny's confidence leading into this gauntlet of games we're going to have to go on soon. And we just haven't seen that. Now, could he be hurt? Could he be playing scared? Because he only has 4 turnovers on the year so far, Chris. He hasn't thrown a turnover since they played the Texans. He hasn't thrown a pick. So are they telling him, hey, don't make a mistake, Kenny, and we can win this game? Maybe they are. I don't think that's the right recipe. I'd still like to see him be more aggressive, even if he throws a pick. But alas, we'll talk about that in a second. I would say some of the good things, clearly, obviously, the running game. 166 yards last week against the Titans, 200 yards team rushing this week against the Packers. Gotta love that. Broderick Jones in the lineup is really putting it all together. Darnell Washington's blocking good. What more can I say besides that? I guess one of the bad thing I want to mention is we lost Cole Holcomb last year for the season, and now we lost Quan Alexander for the season. So now we got Alanon Roberts and a literal Amazon employee playing linebacker for us. So we'll see how that goes. That's going to hurt. That's going to be rough. I wish they would go elsewhere, maybe pick up Deion Jones or pick up Rashaan Evans from the Cowboys practice squad. But alas, here we are. So that's kind of my quick thoughts about that. What do you think, Chris?
Well, I wish I would have, actually believed that email I got from the Pittsburgh Steelers a lot more when they said, taking anybody to fill this position. I thought it was an ad. I thought it was one of those single moms in your area, if I click on it, I'm going to get a Trojan virus. But apparently that's how we are filling spots now on this team. So it's just really disappointing. No, but to piggyback on what you're saying, yeah, the run game's looking good. It's looking really good. We're finally seeing the thunder and lightning punch of Najee and Jalen working together. Again, I cannot stand the hatred that Najee gets. Especially since he's been running well. We know Jalen Warren ran for more yards. It's gonna happen, but at the same time, it's been fun. It's been exciting. I've really enjoyed watching that part of it. Going to Kenny, I don't know. I'm still holding out hope. I know I'm not saying you aren't, but I know a lot of people have already parted ways with Kenny and are saying how he's not there for us. He's not the one, which, like, quite honestly, he's not looking too good right now. He's staring at one receiver all the time. He's looking a little more nervous than what he has been. I don't know if he's hurt or injured. Those are the same thing. I don't know why he said that, but something that comes to mind too, which I know it's on the total opposite side of the ball, but I sent Dom a tweet today. I believe it was from Alex Kozora saying how Minka Fitzpatrick influenced Terrell Austin to change the call. Terrell Austin on the final play of the game that caused an interception. Terrell Austin was going to call something with more simpler coverage because he didn't feel that our defensive backs could, play the more complex coverage design, which in my thought, first off, you don't have faith in your own players, so you're not calling things that should be called. Two, you're a professional. Like, you should be playing. You're playing at the highest level. I don't care how complex this call is. That's what you should be calling, regardless of the personnel that's in there, unless there's someone who's been in there on the team for maybe a week. And I know you're like, what does this have to do with Kenny Pickett? Sometimes I feel like that's how it is on the other side of the ball. And that's what they kind of said last year when Kenny was like starting to we're like, oh, we have to keep it simple. We have to keep the playbook simple. I don't know. Is there really faith? Are we starting to expand it now since we've started to see actually like bigger drives and things like that? I don't know. I'm so indifferent on a lot of things.
That's where I disagree. Because I know you're trying to hold out hope. I'm not saying I am not holding out hope for Kenny. I like Kenny. I want to succeed, but Chris, the tape's there, man. The tape is there. It's not a coaching thing. Since Canada has been on the sideline, he's actually called some good games. Sure, he's got some stinkers every now and then with the play calls. He's going to. It's Matt Canada. He's not perfect, and he's not going to be a good coordinator out of the blue. I mean, there's twice where they had to run out the clock, and he called 2 halfback pitches to the left and to the right. Great calls, not. That was we're trying to run the ball out, just run north and south, not east and west. But regardless, there's many plays, Chris, where Kenny's just locking on to one receiver. He's not scanning the field. He's not looking through his reads. He's looking onto one guy because he looks scared. He looks not scared to get sacked, not scared to play the game, but scared to make a mistake. And he knows that, hey, Canada told me my hot route is this guy. I'm looking at this guy the whole time. I mean, there's a play where he threw it to DJ deep, and he's standing there in pocket. He's got tons of pocket time. He's not getting any pressure. And he stares at DJ for like 4 seconds before throwing the ball. Look around, dude. There's no one else open. So my thing is that when we want to see confidence for him moving forward, these were kind of the games I was hoping for against the Titans and against the Packers. Again, the Titans, he was just a couple plays here and there off from throwing like 4 touchdowns, but he couldn't execute. Against the Packers, he just didn't make any reads. He didn't throw in the middle of the field at all. Not until he had to at the very end, and then Calvin Austin had a penalty, which is kind of bogus to begin with, but he didn't throw towards the middle of the field. He doesn't throw the middle he does not throw towards the middle of the field, and he doesn't check his reads. So, that being said, moving forward to play some of these games with a more high-octane offense, why can I sit here and tell you, listening at home, why Kenny is going to now do that? Why can I give you confidence that Kenny is going to just change and do that? I can't, because he hasn't shown it. If he plays a game and he looks through his reads, Chris, if I see him look through his reads and throw it to people, and let's say he gets 180 yards, which is bad, right? 180 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. That's not a good game. But he threw it to 10 different receivers, and I watched him look around, and his 2 picks were deep shots. And it just didn't go his way on a 50-50 ball. He's trying then. That shows me he's trying. And you can get better and you can try to make better reads from there. But he's not even trying to make reads. He's not throwing to anybody else. He's throwing to his 2 receivers on the outside. That's it.
And I totally agree. And I addressed that I feel like he is not making the right calls. I'm just saying, like, it's hard for me to literally just give up on the guy. And I mean, like, there are a couple quarterbacks who are looking like pros, maybe not one of them that I'm about to mention, but like that even in their second year, it wasn't really until their third year that they really excelled in the NFL and became more of a dominant player. I mean, heck, Josh Allen, bad example of this year because he's doing quite garbage. But at the same time, like second year, 3,000 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Tua, second year, 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. This is not numbers that really jump out, but their third seasons is where they like really go out there. And I'm like,
The problem with that.
I know.
Okay, well then why are you bringing up things that you already know the problem to? The problem is that both those people you just listed got different offensive coordinators in year 3. Hopefully that happens for Kenny.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hoping.
We don't know because this team can get to the playoffs as bad as they are, and maybe they keep up.
And then we'll keep Matt Canada, and that'll be
So we don't know
awful. That. I know.
And then number 2, just the confidence isn't there right now.
I know.
I don't know what happened with preseason Kenny to now, but the confidence isn't there, and I just want him to take some shots.
That's the thing. I get that it like was not against first stringers, but like it's 2 different players that we're seeing right now, and like I know he's in there. We've seen it. Where is that?
Right. He took shots down the middle to Freiermuth. He took deep shots. He was great in preseason, and that's been gone the whole time. And I don't know where that is either. So we'll move on from Kenny right now, but as I sit here and talk to you and talk to people listening, I can't confidently tell you that Kenny's going to figure it out, especially this week against the number 1 defense in the league, because he hasn't shown me any reason why he's going to. I hope he does succeed. I hope he does get better. I want him to get better. He's on the Steelers. He's a Steelers quarterback. Also, for people out there who would say, let's give Mitch a shot. Let's give Mason a shot. Dad, no, I don't want to do that. We spent the first round pick on Kenny. I would rather watch Kenny struggle than to give it up for Mitch or Mason to play the exact same way. We're not winning a Super Bowl this year, so might as well hope that Kenny can figure it out instead of wasting our first round pick.
That's the other thing. I would rather give Kenny more experience and play it out and see how he does than literally put in someone with the exact same talent when you're probably going to get the same result. I mean, if Kenny's winning, we're 6-3 right now, regardless if it's by 1 score games, if he's winning, then he's winning. Like you said, we're not going to be making it to the Super Bowl, not a chance, but at the same time, like it makes no sense to be like, let's throw Mitch in there, let's throw Mason. They're going to play the exact same way.
So that was some of the big problems. I would say another kind of a big problem was, surprisingly, the pass rush. The pass rush was almost non-existent against the Packers when you would expect TJ Watt and Highsmith to get in there. But I think part of that problem, which I don't know why, is there was no rotation this past week for the defense. Highsmith and Watt played probably 96%, 97% of their snaps. And I think, what did it say? Like Nick Herbig played like 8.
And I think he played 3. Okay,
he played 3, and then Golden played like 11? Like he didn't play very much
8.
either. 8, sure. Yeah. So 11 total snaps between the 2. That's not good. I think both those guys are very serviceable. Both those guys can provide a spark. They've both gotten sacks. Matter of fact, Marcus Golden has the same amount of sacks as Alex Highsmith. And that's not me endorsing that he's better, but that's great relief. That's great relief to put in there. So give those guys a break. Let them, switch it around. I think they were gassed by the end of that game, which is unfortunate. So that pass rush wasn't very good. Oh, and then one more good note to leave it off on before we move on is Keanu Benton had a fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic game. Even though he was rated in the 50s by PFF, because PFF doesn't know what they're talking about, he had a great game. And it's exciting to see him look so strong, look so good, especially as we're getting to the point now where Cam Hayward's getting close to retiring, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see that we have someone coming up who's going to be another strong person on the line. That's good to see. Before you go into the Browns and the preview and what we do with that, Chris, I wanted to talk about some things to think about before you start laying out the keys of the game. One, Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's injured. It's a 50-50 shot to play, but they just said today that Trenton Thompson is getting told to start at safety. Yeehaw. That's not good for us. Hopefully Minkah finds a way by God's good grace to play this game. If not, that's going to hurt really bad. Otherwise, Pat Freiermuth is coming back, but does that actually help the Steelers? The Steelers have run 166 rushing yards against the Titans, 200 against the Packers, and Freiermuth is not a good blocker at all. Darnell Washington's blocking really well. So it does help the Steelers, especially when Kenny doesn't throw to the middle. Here's some takes I've seen online, and I agree with this. I just don't think the Steelers are smart enough to do this. Yeah, I'm calling them dumb, because I don't think they're smart enough. But people are saying because Allen Robinson and Calvin Austin are not getting the separation in the middle of the field that's needed for Kenny to even look that way, just make Freiermuth a receiver. Put him in the slot. And let him do what he does best, and just let him be a receiver. And you keep Darnell blocking, and try that out. Because I don't think you can take Darnell off the field with the run schemes. But Freiermuth is a great weapon in the pass game, so utilize him like that. Anyways, moving on to our segment. I thought
it was a transition. We were both keys of the game.
Yeah, keys of the game.
So keys. My bad, dude. I should have read that one a little bit better.
It's okay.
Keys to the game. Don't effing lose. That's my key to the game. I mean, we're literally playing against, what is it, Dorian Thompson Robinson.
DTR. Yeah, in case you didn't hear, Deshaun Watson out for the year with a bone chip in his shoulder, in his throwing shoulder or something. I don't know.
Awful.
It's hilarious. Couldn't happen to a better guy. Screw him. So now instead of starting PJ Walker, who has 2 wins under his belt against the Niners and somebody else, they're going to start DTR, who got smashed by the Ravens with a day of preparation, or not even, like being told hours beforehand. And now he plays the Steelers, but they're playing at home. Browns playing at home.
That's true, and it's going to be a challenge. We all know that. Their defense is number 1 in the league. They are what I wish our defense was and what they used to be. But beside the point, Browns have gone through their fair share of injuries, just like we have. I know their offensive line is pretty depleted. And like Dom said in the last game against the Packers, we really did not get a lot of pressure to Jordan Love. So that's going to be a big key to the game, is applying pressure, getting a good rotational setup going, getting Herbig and Golden. Why did I just...
Yeah, Marcus Golden.
Yeah, Marcus Golden.
Can I jump in on that too?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I just want to you're talking about keys to the game as like a actual key, and I just want to give you some information that should help that case, although this didn't help early in the year when they played the Texans. But the Browns are on their 4th and 5th string starting tackles.
Yes.
So right tackle will be James Hudson, left tackle will be, don't even remember his name. It's like Gary McDingle, and he'll be going up against Alex Highsmith. And like when they played Houston, that should be a good matchup for those boys to get some pressure. Hopefully, they come to play this time.
Hopefully. But as we know, all of the teams are really good at coaching against the Steelers. Steelers aren't good against coaching against other teams.
They're not good at coaching.
Yeah, fair enough. So yes, applying pressure is going to be huge. Like I said, pretty depleted on the offensive line. Getting a good rotational piece, make sure guys are feeling healthy and rested, but also getting a few sacks that game. I mean, nothing startles a rookie quarterback more than being tossed to the ground a few times. All right. Another thing, we just have to establish some way to move the ball down the field. It's going to be a big challenge. We're not going to be getting 200 rushing yards this game. Not a chance. Heck, I feel like we'd be lucky to get 100 rushing yards total in this game. All right?
I'd be surprised if we do, but I agree.
Realistically, this is going to be a big game for Kenny to step up in. Not saying he's going to throw for 200, 300 yards, but at the same time, he kind of has to. I mean, we have to have a good split between, running and passing, making sure that defense is always on their toes and not knowing what's coming, because that's what's going to win us this game. All right. Other than that, I mean, we all know the problems with our defense and secondary. It's atrocious. I just hope that we can stop them and also stop the damn third and longs. All right. You pin them back. There's a point when I said, or when Dom and I both said, if it's at 3rd and 6 and longer, we're feeling pretty damn good that we're going to be getting the ball back. Not so much this year. Yeah, it was like 3rd and 17, 3rd and 26. They're already converting these. I was like, wow, this is atrocious. So stop them. Finish the drives.
There's some stat that I read, I believe by Alex Kozora, common mention on the podcast, that the Steelers have like a 22% blitz rating on third downs, which is pretty key to why we keep letting up third downs. But our third down defense is pretty bad, like Chris said. So I would say it is a huge key to get off the field on third down. Going back to their passing game, or just kind of the defense in general, yes, like Chris said, a big pass rush is going to be helpful. I think you gotta kind of play DTR, even though he's a rookie and he doesn't have the same accolades as Lamar. I think you gotta play him like Lamar because DTR can run. So you got to contain him. You got to force him to throw the ball. Can he make the throws? Can he do whatever? I mean, they have the weapons, right? But you got to apply pressure. I'm talking Cam, Keanu, TJ, Alex. You got to be in there all the time, applying the pressure. That's what they do to Lamar all the time to throw him off his game. And as far as the passing game goes, at the very least, Amari Cooper went off last time. And I hope that JPJ will be on him one-on-one. And Amari Cooper's a tough test, so I'm sure Amari will get his, but it's not going to be like last time if they're on each other. I will say that right now with confidence that Amari's not getting 100 yards if JPJ's on him the entire time. Yes. And to shut down one receiver like that is huge. Now, their other big problem is Njoku, which would be nice if Minka could play, but because we don't have anybody who can cover him. No. None of our linebackers are cover guys. So that's going to be a huge problem down the middle of the field. We'll see how that turns out for us. But it is the defense. It's just apply the pressure, confuse the quarterback, make sure there's a spy on him. And then also, we're talking about the quarterback. Truly the main issue is the run game. Jerome Ford is running really well. That's someone Chris and I scouted for the draft a couple years ago. We liked him coming out of Cincinnati. He is a good runner. He's been getting yards consistently, and our running defense isn't very good. You got to stop the run. Force it into DTR's hands to throw the ball, and you got a shot. You got to stop the run. On the offensive side of the ball, like Chris said, it is up to Kenny. Do not expect a first series touchdown. Be happy if it happens, but don't expect it. I know it's happened the past 2 weeks. I expect
be happy for a first half touchdown. Honestly,
I know the Steelers. I expect the Steelers to come out first down, run, second down, run, third down, pass, punt. That's kind of expecting because they're going to know we want to run the ball. If I was Matt Canada, and because the last 2 weeks we've been running the ball so well, and Kenny's been sucking, fair to say. If I was Matt Canada, what the first play I'd do is a Ben Roethlisberger play.
A deep pass.
Play action, deep pass. That's the first play I'd do. Just throw it out. And even if it's not completed, just throw it to Pickens. It's the first play I would do.
That'd be sexy.
Yeah, even if it's not completed, it puts them back on their heels a little bit, and they're like, oh, okay. I didn't know this dude could throw deep at all.
Neither do we.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say that should be the first play. It won't happen. My guess is 2 runs and a pass, and then they punt. But that's what I would do. Regardless, like Chris said, Kenny's got to be on it. I can't sit here and lie to you and expect Kenny to go off as the number 1 defense in the league. But for them to have a chance, he needs to play better. It was the fourth quarter in the last game. The Steelers had -3 yards the entire time. They couldn't run the ball. Kenny couldn't throw the ball. They couldn't do anything. So it's going to be a slog fest. Cleveland plays really good at home. Their defense is really good. Can they pull this one out? I don't know. I think their chances have gotten better as the week has progressed, with Deshaun being out and DTR starting. But the win would be huge. It'd be really nice to have, because after the Browns, it's Bengals, and that's not going to be easy either. Bengals are kind of playing up and down, but we know how that's going to go. So that's Chris's keys to the game. Got to agree with him there. I think those are actually some good ones, a little bit different this time around. Some actual keys to find a victory on. And we'll see you guys next week to discuss how it happens. Hopefully we can beat them, because nothing more I love than talking trash to Browns fans. All right, Chris, should we do the schedule and let's get out of here?
Let's do it.
Okay, tonight's game's a good game. Who are you rooting for, Steeler fans? I actually am curious. I would love to know, because I don't know who I want to root for, and I'll explain to you why. Tonight's game, good game for once, Bengals at Ravens.
Bengals.
I'm going to go Ravens. I think Ravens win. Ravens play really good at home. Who do you want to win, Chris?
I don't know. It's tough because Ravens, it's a divisional win, keep them in first place. And then Bengals, kind of kicks them back a little bit, less on our tail. If they win, they're more on our tail. But then we're closer to first. I have no idea.
Let me do the math for you. Okay, here's what people are thinking. I think I want the Ravens to win because I don't think we're that good yet to prove that we deserve this division to be our crown. Sure. However, Ravens win, like you said. Bengals have another loss. That is a better percentage for us to make the playoffs. They're farther back in the divisional race. If the Bengals win and we win, we will end this week at first place in the division. So
wild. I
know it is very wild indeed. So I don't. I'd be curious to hear who people actually want to win this game. But I'm going Ravens as my pick. You're going Bengals. Then it's Steelers at Browns.
Skip. No, I'm just joking. Steelers.
I was actually going to pick Browns. I was leading up to it. If we would have done this podcast on Tuesday, I would have picked Browns. And then Wednesday I woke up and the whole outcome changed. And now I'm going to go Steelers.
You never pick against the Steelers, so I'm surprised.
It's not because I was afraid of Deshaun Watson. I'm not. I think he sucks and should be in jail. But they're playing really strong right now, and they still are. The only reason why I'm kind of thinking that maybe we have a chance, not a good chance, a chance, is because if they can find a way to really confuse this rookie quarterback, because it's a rookie quarterback, if they can really get in his face, make him throw turnovers, give him fits, give him problems, plus the two tackles on the outside. I mean, TJ Watt's owned James Hudson in the past. He's got to do it again. If they can really disrupt them and cause problems for them, we have a chance to win this game. But if they play on their heels the whole time, if they let DTR pick apart this defense as a rookie, like CJ Stroud did with a bad line, then yeah, man. I mean, there's nothing more. It'd be just like if Deshaun was on there. Deshaun is not that good. He wasn't going to light us up anyways. But they're balanced enough to win the game, and they still are with DTR in. I just think we have a better chance now, and I'm going to go with us because of my pure hatred for the Browns. Sure. Raiders at Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins. Bears at Lions.
Lions.
Titans at Jags.
Jags.
I'm going a lot of home teams here. Chargers at Packers.
Chargers.
Yeah, there except that one. Chargers. Cardinals at Texans.
Texans.
CJ Stroud, man. Look out. They might make it the playoffs. Cowboys at Panthers.
Cowboys.
Giants at Commanders.
Commanders.
Buccaneers at 49ers.
But, no, just joking. 49ers.
Yeah, get real. 49ers. Jets at Bills.
Okay, did they play it already this year, didn't they?
Yeah, in the week 1. Jets won. It was the game Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles.
And they won?
Yeah, they won. Pure defense. I think Josh Allen threw 3 picks and then a punt return touchdown in overtime. Or before
I'll go Bills. I'll go Bills this time.
Yeah, I'm going Bills. Bills have been struggling, but they got to get a win here. Pretty bad. Seahawks at Rams.
Seahawks?
Yeah, I think I told our parents Seahawks, but I think Matthew Stafford's playing, and I want to switch it to Rams. Too late for them.
Do it on here. Or are you scared?
Kind of am scared. I'm going to do Rams. I don't think Seattle's that good.
I don't think so either, but I don't think Rams are that good.
They're not. But with Stafford's healthy. Could be better. I'm going to go Rams. Vikings at Broncos.
Ooh. Sorry, I'm yawning by these games.
They're so exciting to you.
I'm actually going to go Broncos.
That is okay. I'm surprised. I thought you would definitely go Vikings. I, too, am going Broncos. I love the Josh Dobbs show. I love what he's doing with Minnesota. Minnesota can win that game. But I think Russell Wilson's playing a lot better than people give him credit for. The Broncos are kind of playing better, and I think it's a tough place to play. So I'm going to the Broncos.
Three-game win streak against Kansas City and Buffalo, a part of the game. Like, those are teams you beat to get to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, Dobbs is playing well, so Dobbs can definitely win that game. This is not a slight against Dobbs. I love Josh Dobbs, but I don't know. I got this feeling that Broncos win that one at home.
true.
Last one, Eagles at Chiefs. Before you pick, Taylor Swift will not be there. She's got a show in Brazil.
That didn't matter. I'm picking the Eagles.
I am actually going to pick the Chiefs. It actually did matter to me. I kind of wanted to pick the Eagles because she won't be there, but I heard her parents will be there. It's got to impress the parents. So, going Chiefs. You know, you're acting like this doesn't matter, but you know the NFL likes
It's
money.
scripted, yes. I understand that.
So the NFL likes money, so they're going to make it happen. They're going to show Taylor Swift's parents and Kelsey's parents on screen 100 times.
True, but if there's any person I know in this world that is more famous than Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, it is Jason Kelce of the Philadelphia Eagles.
True. And you know what? Taylor Swift and her family were Eagles fans first.
Yeah. Yeah, so, Chiefs fans. How does that feel, huh?
Just saying.
Karma is a boy on the Chiefs. No, I'm kidding.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think both teams kind of like aren't really playing up to their potential yet.
No, so but I think the Eagles look way better. Right now?
Yeah. I don't know about way better, but I think they look better. You're right. But playing at KC's tough. I think it's kind of a coin flip on the game. But I'll go Chiefs. Okay, but anyways, that's going to do it for the podcast this week. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on all the social medias around there, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Hinge, and Grindr. Chris, you have any last words?
Go Steelers.
Go Steelers. Okay, goodbye.